Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Jonathan Casey. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. This is a channel where I like to talk all things tech related. It doesn't matter if it's a smartphone, a camera, or a computer. Chances are you're gonna see it on this channel. I deliver content in a unique and interesting format, and I deliver it consistently each and every week. If that sounds good to you, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Today we're gonna be talking about my 5 essential accessories for the new 16-inch MacBook Pro. Now, don't worry, if you're watching this in the future and Apple decides to drop a 14-inch, these accessories will also work for that computer. In fact, these will work for any newer MacBook Pro, so you're not restrained to just the 16-inch form factor, and these will also make great gifts. Before we dive into the video, I do gotta give a quick shout out to this video's sponsor, which is Bitdefender Total Security 2020. Bitdefender Total Security 2020 is an all-in-one anti-malware suite that prevents viruses and other malware from infecting your computer. It protects your device from cybersecurity threats and improves system performance. Not only does it work with Windows and Mac OS, but it also supports iOS and Android. Things like theft prevention, website scanning, and a built-in VPN are just a few things that Bitdefender Mobile Security is capable of. Bitdefender Total Security comes with webcam protection and a microphone monitor, so you never have to worry about people gaining access to things that they shouldn't. If you combine the benefits of mobile security, webcam and microphone protection, plus the built-in cyberbullying and online predator protection, you have top-of-the-line protection for your entire family, including your little ones. For more information, including a free 90-day trial to Bitdefender Total Security and mobile security, click the link down in the description. Okay, so kicking things off with accessory number 1, we have this. This is an extension cable. Believe it or not, it's a simple little accessory that will change a lot of things. If you like to edit on an airplane, then you probably know by now that if you try to stick this inside of an airplane plug, it's so heavy it just falls right out, and that's really where this thing shines. Outside of that, the extension cable will also allow you to use your MacBook a little bit further away from the wall, hence the reason why they call it an extension cable. But to use it, all you have to do is just unplug the little plug here, and then you take the other end of the extension cable and you slide it right in, just like that. Believe it or not, Apple used to include this in the box with every MacBook Pro purchase, but as of recent, since they started doing the all Thunderbolt design laptops, they took it out, but you can pick one up for about 20 bucks, and I'm telling you right now, this is the very first thing I would buy. As soon as I leave the store, I would have one of these in the bag with my new MacBook Pro. It's essential. The next accessory I recommend is a portable SSD. If you missed my video on tips for buying a new MacBook Pro, I suggest that you watch that video and then come back to this one because I break it down and I get into detail about using the Thunderbolt 3 ports to expand your current MacBook Pro or even one that you might purchase in the future. You can expand things like the GPU performance as well as storage. This is the G Drive from G Technology. It's a 2 terabyte portable SSD. It's small, compact, and it's built like a tank. It's about 300 bucks, which is really close to the price of the T5, which is another great SSD. I've just ran into some issues using the T5, and I think a lot of it has to do with the thermal performance. And when I was video editing, the playback became really stuttery because the transfer speeds became reduced. This one, been using it over a month, flawless, no issues. I edit all my 4K video off of this, as well as edit a lot of stills, and this thing is just a champ. It has this smaller USB-C cable versus the longer one on the T5, which I definitely like more because it's easier to plug into my MacBook Pro without having excess cable. Plus, bigger isn't always better. Some people like the smaller, skinnier things versus the longer, chubby things because they're just more comfortable. Not to mention, I love the contrast of the black and the blue. The silver looks good as well, but you can get this in space gray. I haven't seen one in person, but I have seen it on the website, so I know they're available. And overall, this is my favorite portable SSD that I've ever used, and I definitely recommend it. If you've been using a MacBook or a MacBook Pro for a while now, then you know all about that dongle life. And unfortunately, I don't see Apple changing this anytime in the near future, so you might as well get used to it. And accessory number 3 is to get yourself a good dock that has plenty of functionality and it looks good. And the one that I recommend is the 12 South Stay Go. This thing is absolutely incredible. My favorite dock that I've ever used, and I've used a ton. Trust me, this thing offers plenty of functionality, and just look at it. Like, it is a really good looking dock. You have 3 USB Type A 3.0 ports, a 1 gigabit Ethernet port, USB-C 3.1 pass-through port, but you can also charge with this. You have an HDMI port that supports 4K up to 30 Hertz. You have a USB-C 3.1 Gen 2 port over here. This is how you're gonna connect it to your computer. Then you have a micro SD card slot and a standard SD card slot. But that's not it. My favorite thing thing is the fact that this includes 2 cables in the box. You have a longer one, which I have connected to my iMac Pro, and then I dock this, and whenever I'm on the go, I undock it, and I can just bring this on the go with me because it has a built-in cable right here that I can just slide out and use this one when I'm traveling. Everything is very simplistic, minimal, and I love it. At the time of this video, it retails for around $100, but check the link down below to get up-to-date pricing. While it's not cheap, this thing definitely doesn't feel cheap, and all of the functionality is on point. Now, if 12 South wanted to improve this, they could release a different version, maybe for $150 with Thunderbolt 3. I think that's the way to go, to have faster USB Type-A ports and faster USB-C ports that are pass-through. That would definitely be game-changing, especially for this form factor and the convenience. Now for the 4th accessory, I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of hate in the comment section, and that's okay. You guys can @ me all you want or hit me up on social and @ me, but when it comes to owning a MacBook Pro, I think one of the best things to get is a functional and easy pair of headphones that you can travel and listen to music or edit with. And personally, I don't think there's anything better than the AirPod Pros. Now they're not the best headphones, but for $250, they are super convenient, they sound good enough, and the functionality is on point. Because chances are, if you own a MacBook Pro, you're already invested into the Apple ecosystem. So you know how cohesively everything works together, so your headphones might as well function the same. And with the AirPod Pros, functionality is definitely key. Now, if you can't afford the AirPod Pros because they are a little bit pricey, you could get last generation's AirPods, which these do feature the wireless charging still. The only difference is you don't have the noise cancellation, but these are more like open back headphones. I've edited using these a ton, and they still sound really good. If you want to step your game up and get a custom pair like the ones you see here, with the black paint on the outside, red for right, blue for left, you can hit up Colorware. These are a little bit pricey, so be mindful. These are around like $360. If you want to customize a pair of AirPod Pros, it's gonna be like around $600. Like I said, pricey, but at least you're gonna have some exclusivity. You know nobody's gonna have the same color AirPods as you, especially if you get crazy with the colors like I did and make something super unique. My wife made a pair, she loves them, and ultimately, I do understand all of the hard work and effort and time it takes to make these, and that's what you're paying for. Plus, they look dope. For the 5th and final accessory, I'm sure you guys are expecting me to throw a skin at you, like a D-brand or a Colorware or a Slick Wraps, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna respect you. I'm not gonna throw a skin in there this time, although I do think it's important that you protect your 16-inch MacBook, specifically by getting a Colorware skin. Links down below. But I decided I wanted to go like the case route or maybe get a sleeve for my MacBook Pro. And I started looking around the Apple Store, and a 16-inch MacBook Pro sleeve is $200. $200. So I thought, what's better than a sleeve? A backpack. So what I did was I picked up a $200 backpack, and I know you can get backpacks cheaper than $200 that are fantastic, but if you're a creator like myself, you're really gonna respect this and you're gonna love it. This is the Wandered Duo backpack. It's around like $200, and I'm a backpack dude. I got a closet full of backpacks. I got backpacks in my garage. This, my friends, is the ultimate backpack for commute, for photography, for videography. I love this thing. While it may not be for everybody, like if you like to travel with, you know, a Red, an Ari, a 1DX all in your bag, then this backpack isn't for you. But for me, I'm trying to save my back. I'm trying to travel as light as possible while still retaining a lot of functionality, and I want it to look good. I mean, technically this is a part of my outfit, right? Like I'm wearing this just like I wear a piece of clothing. It's on my back, and I want it to look nice while I'm rocking it. First of all, let me just put this to the side and then clear off the desk. That way I can start putting everything into the bag one by one. And while I'm doing that, I can go over all the compartments and the functionality behind this bag. So starting on the outside, we have a large zipper pocket right here. You can put like a notebook in there, maybe like a pouch with some pens. It's very large. You could stash a ton of stuff in here. Generally, I don't really put anything in here other than like NDs or something that I need access to extremely fast or on the fly. Go ahead and zip this back up. And then moving to the top right here, we have another compartment, which actually has like a felt lining, so it's nice and soft. You can put your phone in here. For me, I usually just stash my AirPods in here. You also have like a little key hook, so you can put your keys in here, but I don't really like to do that because, you know, keys in a phone or keys in your AirPods are just gonna lead to some scratched up text, so definitely don't do that. And then It uses something called the infinity zipper system, which is basically a combination of 4 different zippers. That way it gives you access to the sides individually and then also the top. So you don't have to open the entire bag to get what you need out. You could just open one side or you can just open the top. And then if you zip all the way around, you can actually just flop the bag open and expose everything. So let me show you. So at the top, we have 2 zippers here. We'll go ahead and unzip it. And we're gonna go all the way down so I can show you the entire internals of this bag. Go ahead and flop it down. So we have a laptop sleeve here, which is big enough for a 16-inch MacBook Pro. And then right here, we have one for an iPad. We have a little zippered compartment right here. And this is where I generally stash my SSD and also the Stay Go. I just tuck it right in there, as you can see, and then zip this up. And then I'll go ahead and slide in the 16-inch MacBook Pro just like so. You can see it fits perfectly. And then you have 2 large pockets right here, which I use one of them to put the MacBook Pro charger in. And then I take the cable and I just lay it right on top of the MacBook Pro charger. You can see it fits perfectly. And then take the extension cable and slide it into the other one. Or sometimes I'll take the extension cable and I'll put it in the pocket on the front, since I will be accessing that, quite often. So that's pretty much all of the MacBook Pro accessories. Now let's dive into the functionality of this bag. So you have an additional web pocket right here. And you could put whatever you want in there. But the real key thing with this bag is the fact that if you unzip it all the way, you have pockets on each door. So you have pockets here, and then you have pockets right here. So you have a ton of different areas that you can stash stuff. But my favorite thing with this bag is right now it doesn't look like a camera bag, but just wait. Right here there's a cube. So we'll go ahead and pop up the cube just like so. And then you have little Velcro pockets that will attach just like this. You have another one on this side, and it just comes out and hooks in just like that. And now you have an area to put your camera, or maybe like a 70 to 200 and put your camera on top of here. And it's just really awesome. Like I love the compact nature of this bag, but when I need a little bit more functionality, it's there. I can just unfold it, pop it out, and boom. I recently went on a trip. I brought this bag with me in my Fuji X-T3 with the 18 to 55. I had that stashed with the battery grip on one side, and then on the other, I had the 55 to 200 because there is a divider included, which is right here, and you can divide the compartment in half. And it houses the 16-inch MacBook Pro perfectly. Well, that's the end of this video. Hopefully you're able to take something from it. That was my 5 essential accessories for the 16-inch MacBook Pro. But don't forget, you could use these on any of the newer MacBook Pros, including a 14-inch, if in 2 years Apple decides they're gonna release one. If you have anything to add to this list, leave it down below in the comment section. I'm currently working on an updated website where I'll be selling all of my used gear, whether it's stuff that I got in for review or some old camera gear. So make sure to check routinely down in the description to see if that website is finished, because that's where I'll link it. I'm gonna have a lot of great deals for you, so that way you can cop the tech that you've been wanting at a reduced price. Also, I recently updated my kit page. All of the gear that I use to make these videos, as well as some of my favorite tech of 2019, can be found on my kit page. That link can be found in the description, so make sure to check it out. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more videos just like this, and I will see you amazing people in the next one.